Hi, Dana Abercrombie, the Koalition. Thank you so much for speaking with me. What I really want to know for this season is how do you go about balancing the new characters that will further kind of move the story along while also establishing or help to further establish the characters that you've already had from season one and two?
Thank you, and it's great to meet you. We always want to bring in characters that are pushing our hero story forward, So that's how we infuse it is, all right, here's this person. This is what we know our hero's arc is. We start with the beginning of the season, we do a to, and then we do a from, and then we figure out the most interesting way to get there, and that's where our guest cast comes in to create those obstacles and bumps along the road.
Sorry. One of the other things that's really fascinating, Detroit itself, like Atlanta, is a character, but it's vastly different than Atlanta. Can you talk about learning the culture and getting to the perspective of it so that the look in the field is completely different for both our characters who are used to Atlanta and then also for us, the viewers?
Yeah, so Atlanta gets to finally be a character in the series just like Detroit has been. So we were able to cast a lot of people from Atlanta for those storylines. We have a writer from Atlanta, people in the room that have lived in Atlanta. So we're always striving for authenticity. And of course, Detroit always has such a huge influence on fashion. Everyone from Detroit, wherever they go, they take that Detroit swag with them. So, and we have all the pictures of the guys throughout the different time periods as well. So our costume designers able to help replicate some of those looks also for authenticity.
We are introduced to a plethora of new characters. I want to talk a little bit about Henry because that character was woo, when we first meet them. Um,
Yeah.
can you talk about kind of making the introduction to, say, a Henry character be so strong?
Yes. Well, listen, we had very big shoes to fill with Lamar, right? So Henrietta is our solution. And Henrietta is really a character who is ahead of her time. This is in the early 90s, before people were using pronouns. So that was something that we were really, the world wasn't ready for Henrietta, for that character. And Ren, they did such a fantastic job in this role, and it was really fun to collaborate with Ren also. And how to make this character authentic for the time period as well. So, and that footage of Henrietta with the flamethrower and licking, like, that's BMF season 3. That gives you a little juice.
What's interesting also is we have the different characters, such as we have the mother and the father, and what they're going through, the
Yeah.
possible divorce, and your other characters with that. What I wanted to know quickly is how do you go about making sure everyone is balanced so we don't get too much of one story instead of the other one?
Yeah, Meech and T are our heroes, right? But the family is the heart and soul. And when I say the family, I'm talking about the blood family and the street family. So even in the drug story, we're looking for those character-driven family moments. And we just want everyone shines so much, and it's kind of like where the real estate is going to be, basically. All right, do we need to do 8 beats of the in quotes drug story, and do we need to do 5 beats of the family story? This one calls for more beats than it did last episode, so that's kind of how we find the balances and what is the story we want to tell, and then we figure out how many actual story beats we need to tell it, and when we're dividing up the real estate.
Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Yeah, great to meet you. Thank you for being a fan. Excited to hear what you think.